As a lawyer, people ask me all the time, do I need a will? My response? Heck no, I make a lot more money if you die without a will. I'm just kidding. Well, not about that. The attorneys really do make more money if you die without a will. But jokes aside, and to answer the question, it depends on the kind of person you are. So let's take a little test. Here are your two choices. Option A, I trust the government to decide what happens to my property after I die. I believe the state will divide things fairly among my family. Option B, I've worked hard for everything I own. I want the family members closest to me to get the fruits of my lifetime of labor. Take a second. Which one sounds more like you? If you picked option A, then congratulations, you just avoided some paperwork. You haven't saved very much money though, because simple wills are pretty cheap. In Texas, when you die without a will, it's called intestacy. The law has already created a plan for your property. But here's the problem. That default plan might not match your family, your relationships, or your wishes. It doesn't know about stepchildren, blended families, or your best friend who deserves that heirloom quilt. Speaking of stepchildren, if you die without a will in a blended family, then half of all community property will be divided amongst your children. So, while you could stop watching now, you probably should. If you picked option B, then the answer is clear. You need a will. Why? Because a will puts you in control. Without one, the government controls who inherits what. With one, you get to decide who receives your property, who manages your estate, and who doesn't inherit from your estate. A will also helps avoid messy family fights after you're gone. A will is more than just a piece of paper, it's peace of mind. While you're thinking about your will, then will you hit the like button? It tells YouTube that this video is valuable and helps more people avoid costly mistakes. Most people think wills are just for the wealthy. They imagine mansions, trust funds, and millions of dollars. That's wrong. If you own a car, a home, a savings account, or even family heirlooms, then yes, you need a will. Because here's the truth. Fights over money are bad, but fights over sentimental items are worse. I've seen families torn apart over who gets grandma's wedding ring or dad's hunting rifle. A will prevents those battles before they start. Also, a will isn't just for what you currently have, but what you may be entitled to. Imagine if your life ends because of the negligence of someone else. Your estate could receive millions of dollars from a wrongful death suit. You want to know how to tear a family apart? Put money at stake without clear directions on how to manage it. Pause and drop a comment. Do you know someone whose family fought over inheritance? Wildest story will get your comment pinned. Let's get real for a moment. If you die without a will in Texas, the judge must divide your property based on the law. Your spouse might not get everything you expected, and the court may have to appoint an administrator to handle your estate. And that administrator will have to hire an attorney to get court permission for every action that has to be taken. Think about that. The most important decisions about your life and legacy decided by strangers in a courthouse. So let me ask you, do you really trust elected politicians to know what's best for your family? Or do you want to be the one making those choices? If you care about your family, your property, and your legacy, the answer is simple. You need a will. And here's the good news. Creating one doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. The cheapest option? A holographic will. This is a will that is 100% in your own handwriting. I mean, there shouldn't be any toner on the paper. Handwrite your will, handwrite the date on it, and then sign it. This is a legally valid will, but I've run into problems when trying to probate it to prove that it is actually the person's handwriting. The second cheapest option? Hire an attorney to write a simple will. A simple will conveys all of your property to a single person, like your spouse, or a group of people, like your children, equally, without the expense of listing each and every asset. The cost will vary by location. But just to give you an example, my firm charges a flat fee of $300 for a simple will, and we handle wills across the state of Texas. So if you're in a bigger city, you might consider getting a will from an attorney who doesn't have all those big city expenses. So take action, talk to an attorney, make a plan. Don't leave your future and your family's future in the government's hands. Here's a YouTube short that we did explaining more about holographic wills, but what you really want to know is how the government can legally take all of your property if you die without a will. But don't forget to subscribe.